Howdy, howdy, howdy. How we doing today? Good, 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 good. Did y'all hear that, y'all? Y'all heard that, y'all? I know my bio says California, but I did grow up 2 hours down the interstate in Abilene, Texas, and I'm the son of a bull rider, so my y'all is authentic. Okay, I get to say y'all. Come on now. All right. Well, I want to come clean. I've got something to tell you. And after I tell you, don't take your headphones off and leave, please. Okay? I'm not a Bitcoiner. Oh, no. Okay? I'm not even the smartest person in the room when it comes to Bitcoin. I'm not. Okay? I'm not going to talk about halvings or ETFs or protocol or price. Okay? What I'm going to talk about is what Bitcoin is doing to you and what Bitcoin wants to do through you. How many of you understand what I'm saying when Bitcoin has some big energy and it does some things to you? And how many of you know it wants to do something through you, right? Over the last 20 years, 2 decades, I've had the opportunity to work with some of the world's greatest leaders, from professional athletes and entertainers, finance executives, and technology founders. And in the last 3 to 4 years, some OG Bitcoiners have come calling into my world. They're wanting my coaching and my mediation and help with their movements, their life, their personal movements, and their professional movements. And so it has been an honor to get drawn into the vortex that is Bitcoin. And I joke that I'm not a Bitcoiner, but man, I'm headed that way. Y'all feel me? Come on. So here's my expertise. My expertise is working with global leaders and their movements, and I understand the process and the journey that you individuals have to go through inside of this movement. That's been my mastery. How many of you know this has been a journey? Everybody's journey is different, but it's the same. Within every movement, there is the same process. Okay? Within every movement, there is the same process. And so here's the process that Bitcoin is going through, and here's the process that Bitcoiners have been walking through. Y'all ready to hear it? Again, I'm not a Bitcoiner, but you may get a lot of clarity from a normie. You okay with that? Are you okay with that? All right. Thank you for humbling yourself to receive. Awesome. Stage number 1 that you have to walk through. Okay? Stage number 1 is you have to become a joke. Okay? Whenever you're building something great, whenever you're a part of something that is global, whenever you're a part of something that's life-changing, whether you're a visionary CEO or you're partnering with one of the greatest energies in the world, which is Bitcoin, you first have to become a joke. That's the first stage. And I'm going to break it down for you personally. How many of you got excited about Bitcoin and you went to family and friends and you started just sharing your heart and sharing your passion, and they looked at you with that blank stare? How many of you have had that experience? And it was like they heard your words, but there was no connection there. Y'all know what I'm saying? You experienced that? Okay. And they kind of gave you that pat on the head, like good boy or good girl. And they said, okay, we just gave Jared his 5 minutes, and all right, good boy. Now shut up with the Bitcoin stuff, and we'll move on. Okay. So that's how it works personally. Like you start to share your passion, and it's not reciprocated. How does that feel going home that you're passionate about something, but the energy is not reciprocated back to you? How does that feel? Doesn't feel great, does it? Okay? Come on, are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And then your father-in-law sends you over a Wall Street Journal post. He emails you, and in the subject line, what does it say? It says, rat poison, Warren Buffett. Okay? And then, Jamie Dimon says what he says. Larry Fink says what he says. Jim Cramer said what he said. And then this happens. Okay? Then this happens. 80% drawdown. How many of you have walked through one of those? How many of you have walked through two of those? How many of you have had to hold a vision? How many of you had to hold the not yet in the present moment? How many of you have had to handle that tension of knowing something was going to be like it's happening and it takes an 80% drawback? How many of you had to do that? And then you mofos are crazy enough on an 80% drawdown, you're thinking about buying more. Holy shit. Wow. So this is why I love being with Bitcoiners, right? This is my virgin voyage on a Bitcoin stage. I've been on stages all over the world, but this is my virgin voyage with you guys. But I love my Bitcoin clients because you know what? They're courageous. And here's what I want to acknowledge in all of you right now. I want to acknowledge your courage. I don't think you really understand what you've been through. I don't think you really understand the tension that you felt inside of yourself when you're sharing your heart with your friends and then they come back to you with nothing, and then they may say you're in a cult. Okay? Right? Who's had that experience? Come on, raise your hand if you've had this experience or some kind of experience and you felt like a joke. Man, it's so good for you. That is so good for you. So the first stage is joke stage, okay?
BitBlockBoom started because we were outsiders and we needed a place that felt like home. Stockyards were always a place for people who didn't fit in. Let's go take a look at the cow town. Put on your hat. Let's go. Stockyards weren't just a cattle town. It was a place for cattlemen, traders, outlaws, and gamblers, people that were building something new. And that sounded familiar. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were known to spend time here, and Bonnie and Clyde stayed right here in the Stockyard Hotel. Hotels were great, but they're too normal, and Bitcoin is anything but normal. So we moved BitBlockBoom to a place with some edge and some history. They still run Longhorn Steer down this street every day, just like they did 100 years ago. And BitBlockBoom, well, it's just a few steps away. This is Mule Alley. This is where relationships are made. Bars, restaurants, rodeos, hangouts. Mule Alley is the place to come when the BitBlockBoom day is done. BitBlockBoom was built for people who didn't have a home, and the same thing applies to the stockyards. Seems like we finally found a home. See you at the stockyards.
Second stage, threat. You move into the threat stage. Now, what? Bitcoin's popping. What? Government's scared. What's government doing? They're wanting to push you guys out. Banks are scared. They're lobbying against you. Right now, finally, what happened? Your closest friend comes to you and he says, hey, buddy, you know what? I bought Bitcoin. Who's had that experience? Someone in your family's bought Bitcoin and they bought it at the top. And then what happens? Drawdown. And now who's the threat? Who's the enemy? How many of you built companies at, you started at 125,000 and you think it's going to 250 and now it's at today's price and you are now in a place where you're having to make payroll and the very thing that you believe in the most is now applying the most pressure to your life. How many of you have experienced that? Maybe not that exact, but how many of you understand what I'm saying? Like, It's real. And your wife or your partner saying, what the heck did you do? And you want to do what? You want to buy more? And we can't even make this, or we can't even do this. That's a real experience, right? So here's what I want you to know. The threat season, man, what does it do? It forges in you a new identity. How many of you know Bitcoin's not just about this amazing technology? Bitcoin is a mirror for your transformation. Bitcoin is a mirror for your evolution and your personal growth. And what it is doing, it is making sure you don't leave this process the same person that came in. How many of you can say amen? Don't shout a brother down when he's preaching good. Bless God in this place. Come on now. 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes left. Hello, let's go. I usually teach this in 3 days, so I'm having to shrink it in 20 minutes. Anyways, I'll shut up and keep going. All right. So we've got joke. We've got threat. How many of you have had to feel the feelings of that threat stage to where it's like you really went all in? You went all in. And you thought it was going to double, and instead it didn't double. Who's had to hold that? Come on. So you've gone through joke. You've gone through threat. And now there's an invitation right now. And this is where Bitcoin, the movement, is right here, right now. And this is where a lot of you Bitcoiners are. Okay? There's an invitation to become a global leader. There's an invitation to become a leader within yourself. Here's the invitation. How many of you are familiar? What got you here won't get you there. And how many of you have been fighting for this thing, fighting for this thing, fighting for approval, fighting? How many of you know fighting won't get you where you want to go in this next season? Okay? It's acceptance. It's acceptance of how you feel. I want you to hear this. The frustration you felt, the disappointment that you felt. Some of you right now, even in this room, you're not either of those. You're bored. You're bored of Bitcoin. Oh, I said it. Oops. Some of you are actually, you've been in the game so long, you're kind of bored of Bitcoin. So we've got frustration, we've got disappointment, and we've got boredom. Here's what I want you to know. And I'm going to get a little weird on you here. I'm talking about alchemy, right? Bitcoin. Wow. Okay. I'm talking about turning frustration, disappointment, and what? And boredom, turning that into gold. The doorway into the next season is through how you feel, not denying how you feel. Who can hear that? Who's kind of avoided their feelings with like this impenetrable optimism? Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be good. But deep down, you feel that tension in your body, and you've got to carry that tension. Okay? Leaders, here's what happens. I work with a lot of professional athletes, and here's what they have to do when they're looking to go from good to great. They have to move from fight. They have to move from fight to freedom. And that is a journey within. So here's the step. To become leader, there is an invitation to go into yourself. There is an invitation that Bitcoin has given you as the mirror to look at yourself and to examine yourself so that you can become not just a global leader, but you can go from chasing sovereignty to actually feeling sovereign. And how many of you know the difference? You know who will tell you the difference if you actually feel sovereign or not? Your wife, your partner. They'll know if you truly are sovereign. Your kids will tell you that they will tell you if dad is sovereign or not. How many of you understand what I'm saying? That to go global, to step into leader phase, you have to go to the most local place you can go within yourself and within this movement to transcend. Who can pick up what I'm putting down? Who's willing to let Bitcoin be the mirror to their soul and radically see themselves and use what they see to transcend their old programming and to become something new personally and beyond? Y'all got it? Come on now. Hey, let's go. Everybody stand up. Come on, everybody stand up. Yeah, I'm getting, okay. Tap a neighbor, give them 5. Come on. Come on, we're the change. The energy of Bitcoin, I want to end with this. I've got 1 minute. The energy of Bitcoin is in who? It's in you. I want you to hear that. Bitcoin, this massive energy is in who? It's in you. It's in me, right? I think there's some great teachers along the way that have said what? The kingdom is not outside of you, but it is what? It is inside of you, and it is you. So the thing that you're looking for from Bitcoin in this season, I want to remind and remember you that what? The energy is in you and is you. Come on now. All right.